Have you ever felt a soft voice inside you? A subtle welcome that tells you it's time to move on, to let go, to launch yourself towards the destiny that has been prepared for you. This video explores the crucial moments when the Creator signals a major change in our lives. Those moments when the chosen ones realize that they are destined for something greater. Throughout life, we face changes. Discrete signals from the Creator, indicating that a significant transformation is coming. "Your departure is near," he whispered softly, pointing to a journey beyond simple movement. This call involves a profound spiritual evolution, requiring us to abandon old conflicts and limitations in order to embrace a future full of purpose and aligned with divine plans. It's about leaving the past behind and opening up to new and exciting opportunities granted by the Creator. Are you at a turning point, feeling the weight of uncertainty or sensing that change is coming, but not knowing how to proceed? How would you consider leaving everything you know to follow the plan the Creator has laid out for you? Have you ever thought about something beyond your present existence? You are on the verge of something great, ready to transcend the problems and patterns that have shaped your life so far. Along this path, you experience a profound inner transformation, with changes in your perspective on life, your beliefs, values, and attitudes. You also notice an increase in your awareness, allowing you to see the world in a clearer and deeper way. This expanded state of consciousness enables you to experience true peace, joy, and unconditional love, which are the main benefits of spiritual ascension. However, it is crucial to understand that not everyone around you will be willing to accompany you on this journey. During this period of transition, it is essential to keep sight of your destiny and the reasons that led you to choose this path. Distancing yourself from those who don't align with your greater purpose can be difficult, but it is essential for your spiritual growth. Remember that each person has their own path and time for evolution. In this way, we immerse ourselves in what it means to receive a call or sign from the Creator, a deeply spiritual and transformative experience. When the Creator calls the chosen ones, it's not just a whisper in the wind. It is a profound and revolutionary sign that realigns you with the path you should follow. The voice that resonates within us marks the beginning of a change in the way we see the world, how we see ourselves, and how we act. There is no specific time or place for this to happen. It usually occurs in times of crisis, loss, financial difficulties, or when we feel that something is missing in our lives. It is an awakening, an invitation to leave inertia behind and pursue our dreams and goals. This call is a powerful force that pushes us out of our comfort zone, challenging us to grow and seek a deeper connection with our spiritual purpose. It's an impulse that leads us to question our beliefs, reevaluate our choices, and find new meaning in our lives. When we hear and respond to this call, we begin a journey of self-discovery and transformation, which can be uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but is essential for our spiritual and personal growth. To illustrate this concept, let's consider a few different examples. Imagine that someone who has devoted years to raising a family suddenly feels a strong need to start writing a book that inspires others to overcome challenges. Or think of a person who, after facing a serious illness, feels a deep desire to completely change their lifestyle and dedicate themselves to health and well-being, eventually helping others to do the same. These stories are not just accounts of change. They demonstrate the power of responding to the Creator's call. Each example shows a common theme. Embracing your vocation has transformed your life in ways that were never imagined, opening doors to new opportunities and deeper fulfillment. These transformative calls lead people to leave behind the familiar and venture into the unknown, guided by faith and a sense of divine purpose. In exploring these personal journeys, it becomes clear that being one of the chosen goes beyond just changing. It's about evolving and growing. Answering this call is a profound privilege and responsibility, as it puts you on the path to true purpose and fulfillment. Many people feel a little lost about how to begin to understand their calling. There is no right or wrong way. What really matters is opening your eyes to see more clearly the world around you and the universe within you. Let's see how you can recognize the signs that you are experiencing a deep call from the Creator, an invitation to take on a greater role or start a new chapter in your life. These signs may seem simple, but they carry deep meaning and are hard to ignore. Some different signs can include a persistent feeling that something is missing in your life, even if everything seems to be in order externally. You may start to feel a strong attraction to new interests or activities that previously didn't hold your attention, or you may notice a disconnect between what you do on a daily basis and what really brings you satisfaction. Another sign could be the unexpected appearance of opportunities or experiences that seem to be aligned with your deepest desires, such as a new job, a creative project, or a change of environment. It could also be a growing sense of urgency to make a change, accompanied by a clear sense of direction about what needs to be done. In addition to the signs mentioned, there are other indications that you may be experiencing a call from the Creator. One of these signs is a constant feeling of discomfort or restlessness, as if what once brought you peace or satisfaction now seems insufficient. This discomfort can manifest as dissatisfaction with daily routines, or a feeling of being stuck in a cycle that no longer corresponds to your deepest desires and needs. Another sign is a growing emotional sensitivity or empathy, where you begin to care more deeply about the human and spiritual issues around you. This sensitivity can translate into an intense desire to help others, to connect more deeply with people, or even to engage in activities that promote collective well-being. You may also notice an increase in synchronicity in your life, such as events or encounters that seem to happen at just the right time and that somehow seem to be guiding you in a new direction. These coincidences can include meeting people who share your values, discovering information that seems to answer inner questions, or even noticing patterns in your dreams that reflect the changes to come. Another important sign is a sense of spiritual renewal, as if you are being called to reconnect with your faith or deepen your spiritual practice. This can manifest as a desire to spend more time in meditation, prayer, or searching for spiritual teachings that resonate with what you are experiencing. A powerful sign is the feeling that you are being protected or guided by a greater force. You may feel an inner peace, even in the midst of challenges, or realize that somehow things are falling into place, even if the path ahead is not yet completely clear. Ask yourself if you have experienced any of these signs in your life. These feelings and experiences are not accidental. They may be your call to embrace a new dimension of your life. Recognizing and understanding these signs is a crucial step. By identifying them, you prepare yourself to respond more consciously when they arise, and ensure that you are ready to move forward in the life you are destined to live. This knowledge will not only help you anticipate changes, but will also give you the confidence to embrace them when they arrive. In this context, it is essential to remember, chosen friends, that not all actions reflect a true divine calling. For example, consider the story of Saul, who sought to please the people instead of obeying God's will, which led him to lose divine favor. Our priority should be to serve and honor God, not to seek people's approval. In the same way, think of the story of the rich young man who became attached to his material possessions and strayed from the path that Jesus showed him. The unbridled pursuit of wealth and status can lead us astray from God's purpose. God teaches us to put His kingdom and His justice first, trusting that He will provide everything we need according to His will. Behavior that deceives or harms others, such as Jacob's deception of Esau, is also not part of God's plan for our lives. We are called to act with love, integrity, and respect in all our relationships. In addition to physical transformation, this journey represents a spiritual shift towards the greater destiny that God has in store for you. As you walk this path, remember that it has been mapped out by God specifically for you. It requires faith, courage, and a willingness to face the unknown. When God says, "Your departure is at hand," He is not just talking about a physical journey, but a profound change in your soul. Think of Abraham, who left his homeland in obedience to God, not knowing where he was going, but fully trusting in His promise. This change involves letting go of the limitations that hold you back, leaving behind habits and environments that don't help you grow, and moving towards a life that truly reflects God's plans for you. This transformation touches not only the circumstances around you, but also shapes your essence. Just as the disciples left their nets to follow Jesus, you are ready to let go of everything that is not aligned with God's great plan for your life, especially the burdens that have limited your spiritual growth. There are 3 essential pillars for reaching new levels of spiritual maturity: prayer, studying the scriptures, and living the teachings of the Bible. Prayer is fundamental to cultivating a deep and constant connection with God, while studying the scriptures enlightens us, allowing us to understand and internalize divine principles. Putting these teachings into practice is the foundation for a genuine and transformative spiritual life. God's invitation to move forward not only reflects an individual call, but is also deeply intertwined with the process of planetary ascension that planet Earth is experiencing. As the planet's frequency rises, the vibration becomes more refined, impacting both the world around us and each individual's own spiritual journey. This divine call to move towards a future full of blessings aligns with the process of personal ascension taking place within us. Just as the planet is undergoing a vibrational transformation, we are also invited to raise our consciousness and actively participate in this global change. The more we awaken to the true reality that surrounds us, the faster the ascension process will be, benefiting both the individual and the collective. This awakening is an invitation to become aware of our nature as incarnate souls, questioning old paradigms and opening ourselves up to a new way of being and living. The spiritual journey that God is proposing to us is not just a physical or geographical transition, but a deep exploration of our very essence. As we respond to this call, we begin to reconnect with our heart and realize that there is a greater purpose aligned with our higher self and the divine source. This process may require us to let go of old habits, limiting beliefs, and anything that is not in harmony with the divine plan for our lives. As raising the vibration of the planet helps to prevent cataclysms and rebalance the psychosphere, our own spiritual upliftment contributes to a new beginning, both for us and for the world around us. This is a call for the strong-minded, for those who are willing to face challenges and walk with unwavering faith. Change, although it can be painful and lonely, is essential for spiritual growth and the creation of a new reality, where the planet and its inhabitants vibrate at a higher, more harmonious frequency. Questioning reality is the first step towards expanding consciousness. By realizing that the universe goes beyond what our 5 senses can perceive, we begin to question the physical reality presented to us by society, the media, and family. This leads us to seek answers as to why we are here, recognizing that there is something much bigger around us and within us. Over time, the traditional answers no longer satisfy, and we begin to question everything that has been passed down through the generations. This leads us to spiritual study, revealing that science and spirituality are deeply connected. Our research broadens through books, courses, and the internet, discovering a new world, the true purpose for which we were created. As we ascend spiritually, our worldview changes, which can distance us from people who don't share the same vibrational frequency. New connections emerge with individuals who vibrate in tune with us. This process reveals how our reality is manipulated and how liberation depends on each one of us. As we learn and free ourselves, we feel the need to share our discoveries with others, guiding and serving from the heart, without expecting anything in return. The flame of the heart opens to the light, and we abandon limiting beliefs, replacing fear and frustration with understanding, love, and the ability to manifest our reality. With the awakening of the heart center to the spiritual field, we experience internal changes that are reflected externally. A heart open to the divine light refines intuition, awakens the vision of the third eye, and connects us deeply to the spiritual field. Remember, you are not a human being having a spiritual experience, but a spiritual being having a human experience. Wayne Dyer. We are all in a continuous process of ascension from the moment we first set foot on Earth. Learning, making mistakes, recognizing and evolving are natural steps on this path. However, many people choose to ignore this mission and live unhappily. Don't be one of them. Throughout our lives, we are given various missions, one of which is to seek ascension. We are quickly inserted into a world full of challenges, ready to test us. If you're wondering what the purpose of life is, a simple answer is to learn and be happy. Unfortunately, many people are still trapped in the system known as the Matrix. This system is primarily responsible for stagnating lives and causing suffering. When we manage to take the first step out of the Matrix, we begin our ascent. Getting out of the Matrix is liberating, although it can be confusing at first. Awakening makes us see the system in a way that wasn't possible before. This puts us not only outside the system, but also leads us to transition from the third to the fifth dimension. The third dimension is still marked by evil, where souls undergo tests to justify their morality. On finding ascension and moving into the fifth dimension, regeneration takes place. In this new reality, good prevails and empathy and love for others become central. God calls each of us to different purposes in our lives, whether it's relationships, jobs, ministries, or even specific cities. It's important to understand that sometimes He calls us to start something new, while at other times He calls us to stop or leave something behind. There are times when He directs us to leave, and others when He asks us to stay right where we are. Often, God confirms His call through specific circumstances or even through other people. If you are in doubt about a possible calling in your life, ask God to give you clarity by sending some kind of confirmation. He doesn't want you to be confused, so don't hesitate to ask for wisdom. If you seek God's will with an obedient heart, He will make your purpose clear. And when that happens, it's important to act on what He asks without delay. My own experience has taught me that delayed obedience results in delayed blessings. So if He asks you to be quiet, remain silent so that He can resolve your situation. If He asks you to get up and go, get up, so that He can continue His work. The sooner we obey, the sooner His glory and our ultimate good can be manifested. To better illustrate God's deep call, let's consider 3 biblical stories that emphasize the principle of preparation. Abraham and the call to leave. God called Abraham to leave his homeland and go to a land that He would show him. Abraham didn't know where he was going, but he trusted God and left, showing immediate faith and obedience. His willingness to follow God's call resulted in great blessings for him and for all humanity. Moses and the call to deliver. Moses was called by God to deliver the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. Although initially hesitant and full of doubts, Moses responded to God's call and, in doing so, played a crucial role in the salvation history of his people. Moses' preparation during his years in the desert was essential to fulfilling this call. Jonah and the call to preach. God called Jonah to preach the message of repentance to the inhabitants of Nineveh. Initially, Jonah ran away from the call, which delayed God's mission. However, when he finally obeyed, the city of Nineveh was saved. Jonah's story reminds us that resisting God's call can cause delays, but also that obedience leads to the fulfillment of His will. So, my friends, don't rely solely on your own understanding. Remember that God is at work, and at the right time, He will open your eyes and ears to His purposes and plans. When we talk about God's call, it is essential to be cautious. God invites all His chosen ones to know Him and live for His glory, that's for sure. However, the way He reveals Himself will be unique for each person. God determines the time, place, manner, content, and means of communicating His will to His people. That's why it's vital to be vigilant. Facing challenges is an inevitable part of responding to God's call, and understanding and overcoming these obstacles is fundamental to your spiritual journey. Fear of the unknown is one of the most common challenges. It's natural to feel fear when entering unknown territory. But remember that God's guidance is with you every step of the way. To overcome this fear, focus on the faith that has brought you this far and trust in the divine plan ahead of you. Another challenge may be resistance from the people around you, who may not understand or support your decision to follow a new path. They may express doubts or try to convince you to stay in your comfort zone. It's crucial to stand firm in your convictions, knowing that not everyone is meant to accompany you on this journey. Seek the support of those who share and value your spiritual goals. If you've come this far, it's clear that God is calling you. But the real question is, how will you respond to this divine call that resonates in your soul? With every beat of your heart, with every breath, the heavenly voice whispers, inviting you to fulfill a greater purpose. Remember, this call is not about who you think you are, but about the power and great presence of God dwelling in your life. God is knocking on the door of your heart, extending a divine invitation for you to take part in something great and transformative. How will you respond to this call? Have you ever found yourself muttering, "Lord, choose someone else for this task"? As you reflect on this, biblical characters who faced similar challenges come to mind, and Moses is a powerful example. Not just for parting the Red Sea, but for that specific moment when he encountered the burning bush, described in the book of Exodus. The verse that resonates most with me, however, is immediately afterwards, where Moses, almost in desperation, pleads, "Lord, please, send someone else." How many times have we not found ourselves in similar situations, confident in our abilities, until God calls us to something that challenges us to get out of our comfort zone? Today, I invite you to reflect on God's call in your life. Are you ready to respond to His call, regardless of the circumstances or challenges that may arise? This is the time to decide whether you will accept God's invitation and allow God to guide you every step of the way. Remember, responding to God's call is a demonstration of faith and courage, and He will always be by your side to enable you to fulfill the purpose He has prepared for you. Doubt can also be an obstacle. You may question your abilities or whether you are worthy of following this divine calling. Face these doubts by reminding yourself of your past achievements and the unique qualities God has given you. Positive thoughts and a constructive internal dialogue can reinforce your confidence and keep you focused on your mission. It's natural to feel confused during this process. Accepting our vocation makes us realize that we are the authors of our own life, determining and following the path we choose. This can generate fear, but overcoming the fear of the unknown and facing obstacles is fundamental. Otherwise, our dreams and aspirations will remain only in the imagination. It's like building a house. If we don't roll up our sleeves, nothing will come of it. Accepting and responding to God's call can be challenging, but this happens when we let go of passivity and follow what our heart tells us. What is your true purpose in life? The call is the moment to face reality and discover your truth. The answer lies within you. Find out which issue is most important to you and watch it grow through your thoughts and actions. In this way, you will understand why you were called. Once you've discovered your purpose, you'll be ready to get down to work and work towards your goals. Finally, I encourage you to reflect on what we've discussed. Are you ready to answer this call? Can you identify signs in your life that point to this new chapter? Embrace this moment of transformation and step boldly into the future that awaits you. Your journey has just begun, and with faith and determination, you will discover the deeper purpose and fulfillment that God has in store for you as one of the chosen ones. May God bless you and allow you to live a life full of meaning, passion, and fulfillment in His name.